Hello world, hope everybody out there is doing amazing. My name is Douglas Davis. I'm an artist, rapper, model, influencer from Prince George, Virginia, currently living here in Los Angeles. Growing up, tattooing has always been something I've been passionate about. My dad is like a badass biker and he has a few tattoos, so I think growing up, looking at his tattoos is what made me want to be a tattoo person one day myself. I've been getting tattoos since my 18th birthday. On my 18th birthday, all I wanted was tattoos, so I went to the local mall. I'm from the country, so we had a tattoo shop in the mall. Went to the local mall and got two in one day, and pretty much since then, I've been hooked. 12 years later, still getting tatted. I always watch YouTube videos and watch people doing tattoo tours, sick traditional work, all types of things, but I never seen somebody who looked like myself doing tattoo content. And I said I want to break that mold and start showing people what it looks like when a person has tattoos from the Wiz Khalifa era to the traditional wave to all these new abstract designs that are becoming popular. And I feel like those are all pieces that I have. I feel when I look at my work, I see errors. And when I watch other tattoo YouTubers, I don't see that. And I know there's people like me who want to see it, so here we are. I guess I'll go ahead and start from my right arm. So on my right arm, you see I have this sick Blackout sleeve tatted by Poison. And underneath it, I had this super cringy UFO sleeve that I got like 10 years ago. It had like aliens on it, and it just was time to cover it up. On my hand underneath here, I have like a purple flower, skull, some emo shit. I had to cover it. But I love this piece. People are always so shocked when they see it. They tell me it looks like a 2K sleeve. Right here on my knuckles, I have like some sailor stars. Right here is a skeleton key. And the thing about this one, underneath it, I actually had the initial of an X. One thing you should never do is get someone's name tatted. I know it's a cute gesture. I know it can be covered up, but literally, if you love that person, don't tattoo their name, because once that needle gets into your skin, it's like an hourglass turns over, and it's only a matter of time before it breaks. But yeah, I do love this skeleton key. On the thumb, it's always tricky because it fades, but this is definitely a fun one. Right here, I have a Magician Tarot card, and I'm actually not that really into tarot too much, but my old rap name was Doug Finesse, and my interpretation of finesse was to take the tools around you and make the most of it, and that's kind of what this card represents. Back here is actually one of my favorite tats. It's like a traditional slot machine, basically like to represent love. I got this one in Richmond, Virginia. I can't remember the name of the tattoo shop, but it's near VCU campus. It was done by like some sick biker old white dude, but yeah, it's one of my favorite ones. Right here on my shoulder right here, I actually have a dream catcher tattoo. And this is the oldest visible tattoo that I actually have. Like I said, on my 18th birthday, all I wanted was a tattoo, and this is what I went and got. And it really aged well throughout the years. It's a little gray now, but still holding up well. This one is probably 12 years old, it's crazy. Right here, on my right shoulder as well, I have a broken heart. And the meaning behind this tattoo was, I was a huge Juice WRLD fan. When he came out, I was kind of in a rocky point in my life. I wouldn't say depressed, but I definitely had a gray cloud over me. And his mixtape used to really help me get through. And when I heard he passed, I was so heartbroken. I was like, man, like, this is like my favorite artist. I can't believe he's gone. So I wanted to get something that'll kind of immortalize him. And that's what that was. I'm gonna skip over and go to my left arm now. And I have a bunch of pieces on here, so bear with me. On my knuckles, I have the word pain. I had to get these done 3 times over. The knuckles are so testy. So be prepared to have to get them touched up. If not twice, maybe 3 times if you're gonna get it. On my thumb right here, this is a sick little devil I got on Friday 13th by Pixie Pokes. It's one of my favorite ones. On my hand right here, this one also took about 3 times because the first time I got it was just the outline, then color faded because it's the hand, so I had to hit it again. But this is basically Maneki Neko, done by my friend Mika. Yeah, it's super sick. Got it to represent bringing me luck. And every time I see it, I think about Meowth from Pokemon. And then on my sleeve here, this is what I meant when I say Wiz Khalifa era. Clouds, birds, you know, things of that nature. Growing up in Virginia, it was like, basically there was always a dude around who did tattoos for like 40 or 60 bucks, so I have a lot of those. But this isn't your usual Wiz Khalifa era tattoo sleeve, like it means a lot to me. So I got these cardinals underneath here because that's the Virginia State bird, that's where I'm from. And then also my early years started in New York, so I got a Lady Liberty. But over time, I kind of grew out of this sleeve, but I didn't want to completely get rid of it or black it out because it's the most personal to me, you know, it talks about my upbringing. So I just had some sick Y2K Blastover stars put over it, and I really love it. And this is what I mean by you see multiple eras like within my work, you know? On my shoulder right here, I have a few small ones. I have a VA in red ink. I have my birthday, 130. I got a Louis Vuitton Playboy back here. This is what happens when you find a tattoo on Pinterest. It's a little blown out, but still fun. On my shoulder, I have a guitar, and on the strings it says only option. This is kind of a double meaning tattoo for me because I had a cousin who was dear to me. His name was Calvin. When I was younger, about 8, he had bought me a guitar and he told me, man, Doug, you're gonna be a rock star one day. And that's a memory that always stayed in my head. So I got the guitar to represent him, and then the name of my first mixtape or album was called Only Option. So I put that in the string. Definitely a favorite. Okay, we're gonna go inside the inner arm. Here at the bottom of my wrist, I have my grandmother's name, my Nana. Her name is Ruth. I have this sick Black Panther done by Doris Madmana. She's located in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia to be exact, Virginia Beach area. And the story behind this one was, it was Black History Month, like, I don't even know, maybe 2021, 2020, I can't even remember, but she was doing a special to where you put your deposit down and she gets to pick the piece she does. So I'm a huge fan of her art, so I reached out to her, put the deposit down, and she said, okay, we're gonna do a Black Panther for you, Ed Hardy style classic. I think at the same time, Kobe had passed away. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to the legend. So she incorporated a mamba snake in the middle of it, kind of fused the two, so sick. I got a 4 right here. The area code of where I'm from is the 804. Me and my boys growing up, our crew was called 400, kind of like Chief Keef's 300. So everybody in the crew was supposed to get it, but of course only I got it. So this is a meaningful one to me. Every time I look at this one, I just think about all my bros back home. This one right here, and this actually, which is covered by a star, it's a snail with a skull as the shell. A little tongue twister. I got this one on a Friday the 13th back in Richmond, Virginia, along with the paper plane, which is covered now. So right here, I have my younger brother's name. His name is Kyle. It's my right-hand man, my best friend, my little bro. And actually the font behind this is the same font as this dad traditional sword tattoo. And the story behind this one is my dad actually has the same exact sword with my name in it on his arm. And so one day for Father's Day, I decided to surprise him and get it as well. And I love these two so much. I love American traditional ink. It's just, yeah, honestly, if I could go back in time, I would probably just do all my tattoos American traditional style. I love it so much, and I feel like on black skin, it looks so good. And then up here, my favorite rapper besides Tupac is Lil Wayne. His music is so influential to me, so I had to go ahead and get the I Am Music on my arm right here because he has the same tattoo on his face. And it's so funny because I work in a retail store, and a lot of the kids, they come up to me and they're like, oh my God, is that a Playboy Cardi tattoo? And that just kind of reminds me of my age. I'm like, bro, like, what? It's Weezy. Now it's time to go to the head. My head tattoos, I get the most compliments on. About 2-3 years ago was when I noticed I was going bald. And I've had all types of hairstyles. I've had braids, I've had afros, I've had hot top fades, I've had blonde hair, I've had blue hair, I've had gray hair. But I think doing all that with my hair, plus genetics, eventually made it all fall out. So for a while, I was just rocking a stone cold balding. But last year I just said, like, man, I need something missing. Like, I need to do something. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna tattoo my head. I knew my family was gonna trip out about it, but I'm a rock star, man. They love me, so I knew it would be a little static from the fam at first, but I knew eventually they'd be like, oh, that's just Doug being Doug, you know? I will say that anybody out there, before you get a head tattoo, a face tattoo, even a neck tattoo, think about your future. So for me, like I said, I'm a rock star. You know, I know for the rest of my life, I'll just be creating art, modeling, doing music, and I'm happy with that. If I become rich from it, so be it. If not, I'll still be happy. But for people who aren't becoming rock stars, think before you get a face tattoo or head tattoo, because it's the first thing people will see and they will judge you. And also, it can hold you back from getting jobs. A lot of people won't tell you this because they're like, fuck it, just do it. But I'm not that type of person. You know, I'm very open on first impressions. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, back to the tour. My most recent one right here is the exclamation on my right jaw. I love this one so much. My stage name is Douglas with an exclamation, and I always have to tell brands or people I do events with, when you put my name on a flyer, don't forget the exclamation. So this one is what that kind of represents. It's just in homage to me. Right here on my forehead, it says focus. All my head tattoos are pretty much done by my bro Turk and the good people at Chaotic Tattoo. And he did this one in less than 10 minutes. Focus for me is a quote that my dad used to always tell me. You know, when I would come to him with a problem or a task, he would just say, son, just focus. And at the time, it just felt like a simple thing, but looking back at it, it's really all you have to do and you can get through any problem. So my next piece was done by Shelly. I met her at Chaotic, and she was actually the first artist from Chaotic to tattoo me. And it's a beautiful laugh now, cry later mask on my right skull. My dad, another quote, a lot of my tattoos are a reference to my dad, shout out Pops. But he has a quote that he always says, and it's one of his motorcycle patch that says, you know, laugh now, cry later. What will make you laugh will make you cry. So this is something I got to kind of immortalize that quote, and I love how she incorporated the rose in it. I remember when she first printed the sketch, I was so worried. I was like, bro, this is about to hurt. But it came out sick, and it just pops. Like, it just makes me, I feel like you can see it from across the street, you know? So I love this one right here. My next one is gonna be on the other side of my head, and it's a huge traditional hammerhead shark done by my boy Turk. And it actually covers a rose, a matching rose that I got with an X. Once again, never get matching tattoos, never get somebody's name tatted. But the shark, one of the fins covers a rose underneath here. And I just love this shark so much, man. I feel like when people get sharks, it's always like the regular shark, you know, but they rarely get hammerheads. So I always try to do something a little different, and yeah, that's that. In the back of my head, this is my favorite headpiece. It's a huge tiger with a sword going through it. I remember Turk was telling me, he was like, man, bro, when I was getting my Laugh Now, Cry Later mask, he was like, yo, I never seen somebody just sit through a head tattoo and he didn't just like not flinch or anything. I know that you're the person I can use as a canvas for this traditional tiger sword I've been sketching up, and the rest is history, you know. It took about, I don't know, maybe 3 hours, maybe less, but it hurts so bad, especially towards the top of my crown. But it's so badass. When I'm on the bus or train or I'm out and about and people are sitting behind me, I can literally hear them snicker like, bro, that tattoo is crazy. You know, because it just looks so fire, so badass, I love it. That's all for my head tattoos. I've been thinking about getting a dragon filler tattoo on my right side because it's like a little awkward space, but I don't know because they hurt so bad. But yeah, we're gonna move down to my neck. Right here on my throat, I have a 6 Sacred Heart done by Ivy, tatted by Poison at King Tattoo. And the first thing I got was the heart, and then we later came and put the spider webs around it. These were like my first fine line pieces, and I love fine line work. I want to get more. They kind of don't really heal that well on black skin. I know the healing of fine line tattoos is a whole debate, but I do want to get more fine line pieces. I think they're sick, and I think the fusion of fine line and traditionals are always classic. So that's my throat. On the right side here, I believe, so I got a sun right here. This is actually my first neck tattoo, and it was done at a sketchy shop in Echo Park. It hurts so bad, but I love it, even though the eyes are cross-eyed as hell. But yeah, on my other side, this shark hanging upside down was also done by Tatted by Poison. It was done by Ivy, and it's so beautiful. I got this doing what my boys call my rage era, you know, heavily into Cardi and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get a sick bat. I didn't want to just do the usual traditional one with his mouth is all open, he's looking crazy. I wanted to do something a little different. So she did this hanging back for me. I think it was from Flash, but I can't remember. On the back of my neck, on my nape, I have a target, which was done by the Petunia twins in West Hollywood near the Beverly Hills Mall, Beverly Hills Center. They're sick. I think they're from like Germany or something, crazy tattoo artists. And I went and got this one done. It's a lot of people ask me, yo, why'd you get that target? Do you feel like you're a target? And the answer is literally no. The answer is I used to love the Daredevil movie, and the character Bullseye had a sick bullseye tattoo or impression on his forehead, and that's what it pays homage to. So moving on to my legs. On my legs is the most real estate, but I do have about 5 or 6 pieces on here. On my right thigh, I have, shout out to my boy Riley. He did this Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 tattoo on me. And he's honestly the first tattoo artist out here in LA. I seen him doing the skateboard theme pieces, but I love this one so much. I got the idea for this one while working at H&M. Just randomly popped in my head. You can't be on your phones when you're working there, so I kind of snuck off texting him, bro, we're doing this Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 tat. And he was like, yo, you're sick, we're doing it. And that's that. On my right shin, also done by Riley. He used to, you know, get into tattoo. He used to practice a lot on me. And it's just these sick like little stars on there. They go up my shin. I think they look so dope. Moving on to my left leg, I have a few pieces, you know, also done by Riley. I have this ray gun guy, as I call him. And actually, the ray gun guy, when Riley first did it, about 2 weeks later, it completely disappeared. Like, I never didn't need any laser surgery or nothing, just disappeared, which was, never had that happen before. So he just came and redid it and it stayed. I don't know. This ray gun guy is just a crazy guy. Underneath it, I think it's my first ever leg tattoo. It's an upside down traditional umbrella. And I got this on break at work one day. Like, I'm just crazy. But the meaning behind this one is my whole life, growing up in school and everything, it always felt like whenever it rained, I was gonna have a bad day. Like I was gonna get in trouble, get an F on a test, relationship problems, something. Just rainy days for me were always bad days. So I wanted to get something that turned that fortune upside down. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this upside down umbrella to break that curse. That's all. And I wanna say it worked. Next one, underneath my knee, it says Harmony in the Bone Thugs and Harmony font because it pays homage to them. They're my favorite rap group ever. And I had to get something for them. So I got this Bone Thugs and Harmony tat right here. Hopefully I meet them one day and do a song with them. At the bottom on my lower shin is a Pink Panther and a pumpkin. Another tongue twister. It's just a fun traditional one I got randomly, and yeah, I love it to this day. So now on to my most iconic piece, which is gonna be my chest tattoo. This is a huge tribal blackout piece done by Ivy and Eagle Rock, and I get emotional talking about this one because for me, this tattoo changed my life. I got it when I was going through a rough time in life. It was after a breakup and I just wanted to change myself. I just wanted to transform and be better. And I had some ugly, horrible work underneath, like a bunch of garage tattoos that I was telling you about earlier, a bunch of blown out work, roses and cherubs, and I had my first ever tattoo which said family first, a bunch of really bad Wiz Khalifa era tattoos, and I just wanted to cover them. So yeah, I got the tattoo and it literally goes from the top of my chest to the bottom to my ribs, and I used about 17 vials of numbing cream for this one, but I get emotional talking about this one because this started so many new things for me in the modeling world. Literally opened up so many doors. When people see this one, they're like, oh yeah, he's a tatted person. And I just love this one so much. I want to do more blackout work. Haven't figured it out yet, but if I do, it's definitely gonna be something that complements this chest tattoo. Moving on to my back, done by Turk, it says hard to kill, which is a Tupac quote from his song. He's like, they try to drill me, but I'm hard to kill. And this one for me just represents resilience. And I love it so much. It's done in kind of like a LA Chicano style. And I want to add more to my bag, but for now, I'm definitely just gonna keep this piece here. I think it's quite a statement. And yeah, that's all my tattoos for now. I have, like I said, I have a mix of ignorant style, traditional, blackout, all types of styles on my body, and I want to continue to get more different styles, more different artists. I want to travel the world more and just collect pieces as I go. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer. And just look forward to more tattoo related combos from me coming soon. Thank you.